Hey everyone, I'm coming to you from Gringo Pescador's kitchen today. And Gringo is going to show us a great technique for making ice bags. Some wonderful advantages to doing this. You won't have to be buying ice every time you go fishing. You have some really nice uniform blocks that you can put in your cooler, and they stay frozen much longer. So I'm going to disappear and we'll let Gringo explain his technique.
Hello everybody, Gringo here. I'm going to show you guys a way to make ice packs, and I figured out a way to make them insulated so that they last longer. The ice in the packs lasts longer. It makes them reusable. You can make them any size you want. What we're doing tonight is I've got a cooler that I want an ice pack for. I want the ice pack to fit the whole bottom of the cooler so I can stack food on top of it. I've made these for my ice box in my boat. I've made them for other coolers, and they work really well. The best part about them is they're reusable. You don't have to go buy ice. You don't have to forget about ice, and you take them out of the freezer, put them in the boat, and off you go. They get bloody, you just hose them down and throw them back in the freezer. So what I've done is I've already pre-cut everything, and these are just the seal-a-meal bags that you can get at, I get them at Costco in the rolls. And then you have a piece of the foil insulation, and you know, this is just got the bubbles, air bubbles in between. So I've got everything pre-cut. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take one piece, and that's going to be the size you want your bag, and that's the width you want your bag. I've already sealed one end of it, left the other end open, and that's where our water goes. So we're going to put a little water in here, and when you put the water in, you want to keep in mind that when it freezes, you want it to freeze flat, right? And you also need to remember that when it freezes, water expands at about a rate of about 10% once it's frozen. So what I do is I'll put some water in, just kind of lay it flat and say, okay, is that how thick I want my bag? I want a little bit more water in this one. So we're going to put a little bit more, and we'll just keep doing this until we've got our bag about the thickness we want it when it's laying flat. And you know, we're also keeping in mind that it's going to expand about 10%. Because if you fill it completely full, when it freezes, it'll burst your bag, and if it doesn't burst your bag, then you have this cylinder. You don't have a nice flat ice pack. So this is about as much water as I want to put in this one. So now we have enough water in our bag that it's going to be nice and flat when it's frozen. It'll be nice flat ice pack. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this water and I'm going to put it back in my container. This, all I've done so far is measured out how much water I need, and this will make sense in just a minute. So I'm just putting it back in my container here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a produce bag. The reason I use a produce bag is they're nice and thin, and you can put the produce bag inside your ice bag, and then you're going to put the water in the produce bag. I usually do this over the sink. That's all right. So now we've got the water in the produce bag. Fold your down so you can get at the produce bag. Basically what you want to do from here, you want to get as much air out of that produce bag as you can so it's all water. You spin the produce bag tight. Make it tight, as tight basically a water balloon as you can make. Tie the produce bag off so that water is stuck in there. Okay, so now I have a water balloon inside my seal meal bag. What we're going to do from there is we're going to dry off where you're sealing it so that when you seal the bag you get a good seal on it. So now I'm going to vacuum seal the produce bag of water into my ice pack. So I just got my seal meal here. Shove that in there. Take all the water out like you would anything else. Fish or meat or whatever, all the air out of it. We're making sure we got a good seal. What I like to do, just to make sure we do have a good seal, is dry off, and I'll put a second seal on it just to make sure that there's a good seal in there. So I got a double sealed on this side, double sealed on this side, and I got my water in there. What you want to do now is you take the side of the bag that has the water in it, you just start rolling. And you're just going to burst that produce bag inside your ice bag. Once that's done, the water's released and there's your ice pack. Second part of this is the insulation. So I've already pre-cut my insulation. Got a second bag here, but I haven't sealed either side of this bag because it's so much easier to get bag A into bag B with both ends open. And all you're doing is you're taking one bag, pulling it inside the other, and you're also sliding the insulation in there. And I've tested this just with a bag with just the ice and a bag with the insulation. Threw them on the bed of my truck. And the bag with the insulation lasted about a third longer before it melted than the bag with the insulation. It was really surprising. So I'm just folding over the ends here. Once I get the bag in there, go ahead and seal one side. And again, I'll double seal this just for strength. Move it up about half an inch and do it again. Then I'm going to put my ice bag all the way to the end, along with my insulation all the way to the end. And I'll seal the other side. And this time I'll vacuum seal. What the double bagging does is it protects the ice, so if the first bag bursts, you don't have water all over the place, you don't lose your ice. It also keeps your insulation in the right spot. So I'll put a second seal on the end here. Good measure. So now I've got an ice pack. So once it's frozen, I usually leave a tag end on it. It's easier to carry. Makes it easier to carry. Once it's frozen, what you end up with is this. So you have ice on one side, you've got your insulation on the other side. It was interesting when I made 3 of these. I put them in the freezer, and the one in the middle, there was so much insulation, the top 2 froze, and the middle one went all night and still was water during the daytime. So it's amazing how much insulation it really has. This one I've had about a year. It's starting to get a little air in it, a little bit of evaporation, maybe a pinhole someplace. But, you know, I've used this all summer long and it replaces a whole bag of ice. It's just too big to fit in the cooler I want. So with this, all you do is put it in the freezer, let it freeze. When you get back, you'll have something like this. You just pop it in the bottom of your cooler and then put your fish on top of that. And you're good to go.